What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one wants to break down what's going on with NIO stock, what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for moving forward. Also, talk about why NIO bounced the way it did and how technicals are looking for the future. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details about NIO, let me just mention a couple of things real quick. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with NIO and the market. So looking at NIO, we're up about 5.32% for the day. We have a very nice inverse head and shoulder structure that is developed on the chart so far. And things are looking quite good in my honest opinion. Now, seeing the market bounce the way it is, this is looking quite decent, and this helped NIO to a large extent. Now, when it comes to NIO, we had some big news that came out. NIO announced that once again over here, they have the EC6, which is continuing to light up many people's lives out there. It has a very graceful looking design, very awesome looking roof lines that extend downwards, invoking a seamless sense of fluidity and also lots of finesse. So it looks very great, very amazing. It's very captivating for their future. So it makes me very excited as sales are going to be coming in and we have deliveries coming out over the next couple of days. On top of this, there's this big news that came out that Mercedes-Benz and NIO are exploring an EV tech partnership, which is some huge news for NIO. This right here gives them a lot of potential working together on a partnership. This could be, once again, very good for both sides. This could help them innovate and share great knowledge with one another to provide some very good products. So for EV technologies and developments, it's very important for these companies to work together, have some very good deals, and together they could continue to help one another. So it would be very cool in my opinion. Is it going to be coming? This is not confirmed yet. There's no guarantees yet, but there's been a lot of talk about it, and I think that this would be very bullish if it ended up happening. On top of this, NIO basically said that it wants to accelerate its growth, and Mercedes it wants to accelerate its EV sales in China to improve its market share. NIO is once again killing it and doing relatively well over there after their smartphone came out. So working with Mercedes could help Mercedes quite a bit over there, but then it could also help NIO in the European markets. So it's kind of like a really good trade-off. And we'll see if that ends up being the case. But for now, I think this would be very interesting for them. I think that this is going to be very good for them as well. And this could be a very good financial backer. So very cool stuff. We'll see what happens moving forward. And now I just wanted to add that when it comes to the markets, okay, for the market tomorrow, we have PCE data coming out. We're expecting PCE year over year to be 3.5%. I think it's going to be very close, if not a tiny bit higher, maybe 3.6%, very close to it, however. But core is going to be as expected, very close to expectations too, in my opinion, between 3.8 to 3.9% year over year. And everything else should be very close to expectations, maybe even if it's a little bit higher, just like what happened to CPI, that's still going to be okay. As long as it's not way too hot, the market could still get a positive response, just like how it did after CPI came out. Now, Deutsche Bank is saying buy NIO. Excuse me. NIO's price price ratio is still increasing as NIO is gaining some strength. And overall, when it comes to seasonality, Fridays tend to be green about 53% of the time. And finally, things are looking quite good right here. So things are looking very positive for the company. We're seeing decreasing short interest and things like that. So once again, very awesome. I'm very excited about this. And then when it comes to NIO, I just wanted to add that 54 million was the volume, so a little bit more than average, with 5.32% being what the share price increased for today. Then on top of this, I just wanted to add that we're not seeing a whole lot of short volume relative to price right now. This has decreased a little bit, which is another decent sign. Anyways, now let's break down NIO stock. Let's talk about how the chart is looking. This looks more bullish than bearish because we have a very nice inverse head and shoulders like structure, and the 4-hour time frame is still looking quite good. Once again, favoring the bulls a little bit more, but I want to break down more specific details about this. So on the 4-hour, we're turning bullish. You can see this thing has a very widening looking MACD. And then we have this inverse head and shoulders structure. We're trying to break above the 50 EMA. On the 30 minutes time frame, basically you will notice that we have this bullish wedge that is developed right here. And the bullish wedge is looking pretty good for many of the bulls out there, many of the buyers. So we're testing $9 as resistance. It looks like it's going to try to break above this ahead of deliveries. There could be some good price action beforehand because maybe they're expecting something good for deliveries or someone knows something. So I think it's going to break $9 tomorrow. From a technical standpoint, that's what it looks like. We're going to see 9.2 at least. but I can't promise that because it depends on PCE, of course, in the morning. So I'm not like super convicted when saying that, this looks more bullish in a way where we have to like bounce tomorrow. I think it's very probable that's going to happen looking at the technicals. But technicals are not going to be everything. It also depends on PCE. So we'll just have to wait and see what that gives us. But I am leaning a bit more bullish as my prediction still. I'm leaning more in that direction. I think that there's a good chance NIO is going to see at least 9.2. Now let's take a look at SPY. SPY was up about uh, 0.58%. So we have a nice inverse head and shoulder structure. This has not been completed just yet. On the 30 minutes time frame, it is still looking quite strong. So there's a good chance it's going to try to fill this gap up here. Gets about $432 a share, giving us more upside potential. Tomorrow could be the day we see this thing pump towards 432. No promises, however, as it depends on the data. So we're going to be watching to see if that's the case. My guts tells me, however, from a technical standpoint, the odds do greatly favor more upside. I think that's going to be very likely. As for Tesla, this looks more bullish. We have a potential inverse head and shoulder structure. Also, Tesla has a bullish wedge forming. I think it's going to see 250 to 252.5 very soon. I'm leaning more in that direction. For Apple stock, this is starting to uptrend a little bit. This is starting to form a flag right here. So this could lead to more upside for a push towards 172 again if this ends up breaking out. It depends on PCE, of course. If that's the case, 173 is on the table. For the triple Q, this is looking more bullish. We have a nice inverse head and shoulder structure as well on the 4-hour time frame. So if I zoom out and show you the 4-hour, looks more bullish. And this thing looks like it's going to be hitting 361 to 362 very, very soon. So I'm leaning more bullish on this, but I know it's going to depend on PCE, and I know that's going to be a very big factor, but just know I'm still leaning in that direction based off technicals. Nvidia looks bullish. We've been making higher highs and higher lows, and we have a potential wedge that's forming on it on the smaller time frames. So like on the 30 minutes, it's getting very tight, could be flagging once again. I think this thing could approach 440 very soon. I'm leaning a little bit more bullish. I think the trend looks relatively strong, and there could be a short squeeze in the markets very soon as shorts are starting to cover their positions and even close them in different places. So that's what I'm leaning towards in the markets. What do I see for NIO, however? NIO looks bullish. Let me just show you guys again. This inverse head and shoulders looks good. The 4-hour time frame is looking good. And it looks like we could be seeing a pump towards 9.2 to 9.25 very, very soon. It's very probable because that's where this like resistance happens to be. So I think upside is more evident, it's more probable, and we're going to be watching to see if that ends up being the case, at least for the short term. All right. So thank you all so much. Hopefully this video was very helpful for the people out there interested in buying NIO. NIO should be pumping past 9.25 by tomorrow, in my opinion. But don't forget, PCE data comes out an hour before the market opens. So we're going to be watching that first. And after that comes out, that's going to give us a better view of what the market may do. I am open-minded to anything, but I'm still leaning more bullish looking at the current technicals in the market. And that's what I have for this one. So thank you for listening. Have a great day. NIO in the market to the moon as the long term is very bright. And peace out.